Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to have your testicles crushed by a vice? Neither have I, but I felt it making this video. Why, you may ask? It's rather simple. Today's video is about a challenge I bestowed upon myself in a masochistic manner. The challenge being: is it possible to beat Atlyss without weapons? Being an avid Atlyss enjoyer, I'd say I have seen pretty much everything the game has to offer. So this challenge is another way to experience the game in a new light.
But it wasn't fun.
Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the rules for this challenge are as follows. No weapons, only fists. No shields, no consumables, stam stars, bun jars, magic leaves or potions. No damaging abilities, stomp, reflect, fireball, the likes. Only one life in the Colossus fight. No glitches or getting out of bounds. That includes duping items. Must complete all quests. And no getting items from other players or using Spike. With the rules and the premise of the challenge out of the way, let's create a suitable character for this challenge. Here he is, my glorious creation. The only thing left to do now is to name him. Since unarmed damage is so low in Atlyss, what better name than Million Punch Man? This guy is Saitama's brother in another universe, but instead of beating his enemies in one punch, he does so with a million. Clever, eh?
What the fuck was that?
I decided to go with a max vitality build, since unarmed damage scales off of character level and not strength. We are summoned to this world called Atlyss by a woman named Angela to get another shot at life. Looks like we did a poor job in the first life. Talking to her, she explains who she is and gives us a quest to explore Sanctum and get acquainted with our living conditions. Oh, and one more thing before I forget. There are a few other critters here too who want to aid us in freeing this place from evil. Here's my personal favorite, Sally. And this guy is Enoch. Obtaining more quests from the previously mentioned and finishing up with the first quest, Angela gives us more to do, so we head to Outer Sanctum to actually start the challenge. We make our way through a slimy battleground and deeper into Outer Sanctum, and we find a dungeon and a waypoint. With this, we can teleport here with the world portal located in Angela's tower. This shouldn't be too hard, considering the first dungeon doesn't even have a boss at the end, but it will be slow, as you will see soon. There are some stronger enemies sprinkled in here too, and they will be slightly tougher, but not a problem. Here is the sigil that Angela asked us to attune. Now we just have to clear one more room. first dungeon took around 8 minutes to complete. The first dungeon. The first. This wasn't too bad, so let's go back to Sanctum and return our quests. I want to do something else than run dungeons right now. Here I was contemplating using a shield in my run, before I made the no shield rule. They would have been useful, giving me more stats and safety, but they look silly without a weapon in the free hand. Saitama didn't have a shield, so this guy won't either. While doing some gear upgrading, we meet a new person called Vivian. She is Angela's apprentice, and the equivalent of the Goblin Tinkerer in Terraria. She enchants your gear for money using materials you get from enemies, so be ready to have loads in stock if you decide to use her services. She's also kind of a cheapskate. As for enchantments, Killer, Magical, Mana Font and Precise won't do anything for me. Crit rate would help, but getting high crit rate as a fighter is not possible. So I decided the best course of action would be to get Lively on everything. The other option for this run would be Guardian, and after that Energetic. The former gives me defense and magic defense, and the latter gives me more stamina, which is useful for blocking if I mistime the parry. Next on the list is cleaning Eiffel Terrace. This quest isn't hard, I just have to kill 15 Slimex and come back to Angela. Now that that's over, Angela asks us to kill Diva, the Slimex Queen. And from this point on, I'll speed up the gameplay. I will be doing a lot of questing and dungeon delving to level up Million Punch Man, and I don't want this video to be an hour long.
Goo goo gaga, I want milk.
Next is the 6 to 12 dungeon. I have a quest to clear it, and on top of that, a quest to kill the boss at the end, Tul Neruda. I'll also be using this handy dandy timer so you can understand how long this one dungeon took to clear. A strategy I developed doing this dungeon is that grouping enemies maximizes my pitiful damage. I can basically deal double damage in total, saves me time and my sanity. Though it is inconsistent, it's better than beating my enemies one by one. Now it's time for Tul Neruda. Let's see how I fare. After Tul Neruda has lost around half of his health, he will disappear and his goons will start swatting up from the platforms. This is going to make my job a lot harder. Alright, that wasn't too bad, right? Oh. Yeah, we don't talk about the clear time. Anyway, back to Sanctum we go. There are a few positives here too, such as completing 2 quests and getting level 10, which will spike my fighting capabilities a ton. At level 10, you get to choose a class for your character, Bandit, Mystic or Warrior. You can probably guess which class I chose. Here is the Crescent Keep. It's a rundown fortress that has eroded with time, and it's now infested with monsters. I'll be staying here for a while. I need plenty more levels before I venture into the Crescent Grove. One of the rules was about not using glitches, but this is not intentional. Even with 800 hours in the game, I still find new things, be it bugs or something else. You can probably feel the frustration through the screen. I was seriously thinking about using Reflect, since the grind was getting very exhausting. Thankfully, I didn't bend to such silly thoughts. Ah, Sturdy. Sturdy basically makes me, for 8 seconds, very, very useful. Now we're missing better armor and we're going to be golden. This is the third dungeon and the last one in the catacombs. I believe I'm ready to delve into it.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
No way I get this lucky again. First Lord Graves, then Sturdy, and now King Breastplate. We're set. Colossus is going down. We got proper gear, enchantments and levels for the Grove. The only thing that is missing now is some headwear, which I will take from this very off-limits chest mimic, Spike. It's only cosmetic, don't worry. I'm bending the rules, just a bit. This is it then, the final battle. This will be a test for Million Punch Man if he's really the hero the Atlyss needs. This is what we have been training for. We are ready. And here we are. Colossus is just behind that portal. No backing down now. Let's give him the good old 1-2 times a million. And there we have it. Million Punch Man took down Colossus and the Carbuncle brothers without any issues, but it did take a long time. Finally, we shall return to Sanctum for the last time and turn in our last 3 quests. There's still one more quest to do, but I don't have the materials for it. Oh? What's that near the campfire? 93 monolith cores and 21 monolith gems? How convenient for me. I do wonder how they got here. Thank you for watching the video. I have put a lot of effort into it. This was originally recorded back in June, before the big July update, but depression got in the way of making this. Regardless, I have uploaded it now. I am getting a new PC, which means better and higher quality videos are on the way. Stay tuned.